Grab your hiking boots, everyone, because today we are going all the way north
Oh, yeah.
for a deep dive into tent camping in Alaska.
Nice.
We've got a really incredible blog post from a mother-daughter duo who spent 2 weeks exploring the state,
Yeah.
totally immersed in the wilderness, not just dipping their toes in.
That's awesome. It's fascinating. Right. They really embraced the challenge of tent camping for their entire trip.
Yeah.
And what's even more impressive is that they flew in with most of their gear.
Wait, seriously, they packed tents, sleeping bags,
Yeah,
everything into their luggage.
pretty much.
I'm picturing some seriously overstuffed suitcases. How did they even get that through airport security?
That's where their planning shines through. They use these things called canvas carriers,
Okay.
which are basically super durable duffel bags designed to protect bulky items during travel.
Right?
They cram their backpacks into those,
Wow.
maximizing their airline baggage allowance and checking some gear while strategically buying fuel and bear spray upon arrival.
That's so smart. It reminds me of how Tetris champions think 3 steps ahead.
Yeah,
So by planning out what they could easily buy at their destination, they save themselves a lot of hassle.
exactly.
Did this packing strategy mean they had to skimp on bringing gear?
Not at all. What their approach highlights is that with a little foresight, you can absolutely bring everything you need
Right.
for a comfortable camping experience, even if you're traveling by plane.
Okay.
They even had a stroke of luck with their rental car,
Oh, nice.
getting upgraded from a midsize to a small SUV
Yeah.
because of all their gear.
Wow, talk about a welcome surprise. That extra space must have been a lifesaver, especially when you're hauling around camping equipment.
For sure.
Okay, so they've landed, they've got their gear, and they're ready to hit the campsites. Where did their Alaskan adventure begin?
Their first stop was Seward, where they took a flexible approach to campsite booking.
Okay,
Their top choice was Exit Glacier Campground, followed by Seward Municipal,
okay.
and then Miller's Landing as backup.
So they had a prioritized list, which I imagine is crucial when you're traveling without reservations.
Definitely.
Did they snag a spot at Exit Glacier?
They did. And they lucked out with a fantastic site, too.
Oh, great.
Number 5, right by the river, offering a sense of privacy,
Wow.
even though it was close to the parking lot.
That sounds idyllic. A secluded spot by the river. I'm already picturing myself sipping coffee there in the morning mist.
Oh, yeah.
But wait, did you say something about it being free?
I did. Free camping in Alaska. That's a rare find and a major win, especially when you consider that many campgrounds in Alaska can cost upwards of $30 a night.
Oh, wow.
This just shows you don't have to break the bank to enjoy a fantastic camping experience.
Absolutely. A free campsite with beautiful scenery. It's like hitting the camping jackpot.
Yeah.
Okay, so after a successful start in Seward, where did they venture next?
They headed north to Denali National Park.
Denali.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures and it's just breathtaking. I'm
Yeah.
curious to hear how these campsites compared.
Well, Savage River was a bit of a mixed bag. They had one particularly noisy night, which prompted the mother to actually speak up
Oh, no.
to the campground monitor about it. Thankfully, things quieted down the second night.
Good for her. It's a good reminder that clear communication is key, even in a campground setting.
Absolutely.
You have the right to enjoy a peaceful experience, and sometimes you have to advocate for that.
For sure.
But you mentioned Wonder Lake was different.
Oh, completely different. Wonder Lake, from their description, sounds absolutely magical.
Okay.
They snagged site number 14, which offered uninterrupted views of Denali.
Wow.
And the mountain was actually visible during their stay. They described it as amazing,
Nice.
but unfortunately they had to cut their stay short due to one of them getting sick.
Oh, no. That's such a bummer, especially when you've found the perfect spot.
Right.
But I guess that happens even on the most meticulously planned trips.
Exactly.
Mm.
It's a good reminder that even with the best laid plans, sometimes you have to be flexible and adapt to unexpected circumstances.
So true. They had a taste of Wonder Lake's magic, though, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
So with their Denali experience under their belt, where did their Alaskan adventure take them next?
Their next stop was Wrangell-St. Elias National Park,
Okay.
which required some strategic planning before heading into the more remote areas around McCarthy.
Okay. I'm intrigued. What kind of planning did they do for this leg of the trip?
Well, knowing they'd be backpacking, they booked a cabin stay in Copper Center to reorganize their gear
Okay.
and prepare for the more rugged terrain.
Uh,
They were initially considering backpacking into either Root Glacier Base Camp or Jumbo Creek Campground in McCarthy.
okay.
But because one of them was still feeling a bit under the weather,
Oh, no.
they opted for Root Glacier Base Camp, where the shuttle could drop them off directly.
That makes sense. It's smart to listen to your body and choose options that prioritize your well-being, especially when you're in a more remote area.
For sure.
What was Route Glacier Base Camp like? Did it live up to the hype?
It sounds like it did, but in a very Wild West kind of way.
Oh.
They described the campsite as incredibly scenic and isolated,
Nice.
but with one major drawback.
Oh, what's that?
The disgusting bathrooms.
Ooh, this must be the disgusting detail you teased earlier. I'm both curious and slightly terrified to hear what made these bathrooms so memorable.
And let's just say they weren't exactly known for their cleanliness.
Okay, I'm getting the picture. So, scenic views, isolated location,
Yeah.
questionable bathroom facilities. It sounds like a true test of one's wilderness tolerance.
It does, doesn't it? But hey, it's all part of the adventure, right?
Yeah.
And speaking of adventure, their next stop was a real highlight of their trip.
Okay.
They flew from Anchorage to Juneau.
Juneau.
Yeah.
Okay, after that Wild West bathroom experience, I'm ready for some luxurious camping.
Well, get ready for some serious campground envy,
Okay.
because Mendenhall Lake sounds amazing.
Tell me everything. What made it their favorite?
They snagged a huge site
Nice.
in the tent-only walk-in loop, which provided incredible views of the lake and glacier right from their tent. And here's the best part. Nice, clean bathrooms with showers.
Showers. Now that's what I'm talking about. After those disgusting bathrooms, a hot shower must have felt like heaven.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds like Mendenhall Lake Campground, perfectly balanced natural beauty with some much appreciated modern comforts.
It does. But before we get too comfortable, let's talk about the nitty-gritty of their trip. Food and bear safety.
Okay, let's get practical. These are essential elements of any camping trip,
Right.
especially in Alaska where you're dealing with wildlife and potentially limited resources. What strategies did they use to stay fueled and safe?
They had a brilliant system for food.
Okay.
They dehydrated most of their meals beforehand, which is a fantastic way to save space and weight.
Okay.
It means you're not carrying around a lot of extra water weight in your pack.
Right.
Plus, dehydrated meals are super easy to prepare.
Yeah.
Just add hot water. They always ate breakfast at the campsite
Okay.
and typically prepared their thermos lunches right after breakfast.
That's such a good tip. I've never thought about making thermos lunches while camping.
Yeah.
What about dinners? Did they stick to their dehydrated meals every night?
They were flexible with dinners. Some nights they ate out,
Okay.
while other nights they kept it simple with snacks if they were tired.
Right.
And of course, sometimes they enjoyed their pre-prepped meals.
It sounds like they had a great balance of convenience and variety in their meal plan.
Yeah.
I imagine flexibility is key when you're dealing with the unpredictability of travel and fatigue.
Absolutely.
Now, what about bear safety? I know Alaska is bear country.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm curious to hear how they handled that aspect.
They were very prepared. They brought 2 canisters of bear spray,
Okay.
which is a must-have for any trip into bear territory.
Okay, so 2 canisters of bear spray. What kind did they choose, and why is that important?
That's a great question. Bear spray is not all created equal.
Right.
They opted for a brand known for its powerful spray distance and volume,
Okay.
which can be crucial in deterring a bear.
That makes sense. I'd want the strongest, most effective bear spray possible if I were in that situation.
Yeah.
So they're well equipped, but did they actually have any bear encounters?
No, thankfully they didn't.
Oh, good.
And here's another example of their savvy planning. They only ended up needing 1 canister of bear spray
Oh, wow.
and were able to return the unopened one for a refund at the end of their trip.
Wow, that's a great tip. It's a good reminder that you don't always need every single item on your packing list.
Right.
And you might be able to get a refund if you're lucky.
Yeah.
So they came prepared, but they didn't actually need to use the bear spray. Did they mention anything else about bear safety measures at the campgrounds?
Yes. They were really impressed with the strict bear prevention rules at all the campgrounds
Okay.
and emphasized how seriously everyone took them.
Yeah.
All food and scented items had to be stored in bear-proof containers, even in your car.
Wow.
They even checked out bear canisters for their carless trip to McCarthy, which wasn't a big deal and didn't cost them anything.
That's reassuring to hear. It speaks to the importance of park regulations and visitor cooperation in creating a safe environment for both people and bears.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've covered food, bear safety, and their strategic packing. Any other clever tips or tricks we can learn from their experience?
They had a simple but brilliant laundry hack.
Oh, okay.
They packed enough Tide Pods from home
Okay.
to avoid buying detergent on their trip.
Oh, that's smart.
Those little pods are compact and perfect for travel.
Right.
Plus, they save you money and the hassle of finding laundry supplies on the road.
That's a great tip for any traveler, whether you're camping or staying in hotels.
Yeah,
It's all about those little space-saving solutions.
definitely.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here, from packing hacks to campsite recommendations to bear safety tips, what are some of the key takeaways that stand out to you so far?
What fascinates me is how they seamlessly blend practicality
Yeah.
with a true sense of adventure. Their packing strategy,
Mm.
their campsite prioritization, their
Yeah.
flexibility around food and even illness.
Right.
It all points to a really well-prepared and adaptable approach to wilderness travel.
Yeah.
They didn't let any challenges stop them from having an amazing experience.
Yeah, and think about it. They flew all the way to Alaska with most of their camping gear, navigated different campsites, and dealt with unexpected situations like noisy neighbors and, well, less than ideal bathrooms.
Impressive.
It really shows that tent camping in Alaska, while requiring preparation,
Yeah,
is totally doable and incredibly rewarding.
absolutely. It's inspiring, isn't it?
Mm.
Their story reminds us that you don't have to be a seasoned survivalist to enjoy Alaska's wilderness.
Yeah.
With careful planning and a bit of flexibility, anyone can experience the magic of tent camping in this incredible landscape.
Absolutely. And their blog post isn't just a list of what they did, it's a roadmap, a blueprint for anyone dreaming of their own Alaskan adventure.
Definitely.
But I'm curious what stands out to you as their most valuable takeaway.
I think what's most compelling is how they embrace the unexpected.
Okay.
They had to adjust their plans due to illness. They
Oh.
encountered a few hiccups along the way,
Right.
but they never let those moments overshadow their journey.
Yeah.
It's a testament to their resilience and their positive outlook.
It's almost as if those little challenges enhance their experience,
Yeah.
making those moments of awe and wonder even more powerful.
Exactly. It's a good reminder that adventure isn't always about perfect execution.
Right.
It's about embracing the unpredictable and finding joy in the journey itself.
Yeah.
And speaking of the journey, this mother-daughter duo's detailed account sparks a question.
Okay.
What would your ideal Alaskan itinerary look like?
Ooh, that's a great question. It's almost like they've given us a framework,
Yeah.
a starting point to
Yeah.
craft our own adventure. If you were planning a tent camping trip to Alaska,
Okay.
where would you begin?
Well, first I'd ask myself, what kind of experience am I looking for? Do I want to immerse myself in the rugged backcountry or stick to more accessible campgrounds?
Right.
Am I drawn to glaciers and mountains, or do I want to explore coastal areas and wildlife?
Those are great starting points. It's almost like choosing your own adventure, right?
Exactly. And Alaska offers endless possibilities.
Wow.
You could follow in this duo's footsteps and visit Denali and Wrangell-St. Elias,
Right.
or perhaps you'd be more interested in exploring the Kenai fjords by kayak,
Oh, wow.
or going whale watching in Juneau.
It's all about personalizing the experience, finding those spots that ignite your sense of wonder.
Yeah.
And speaking of wonder, this mother-daughter duo had some pretty incredible campsite views.
For sure.
What advice would you give someone who's prioritizing those breathtaking vistas?
Research is key. Explore different campgrounds online.
Okay.
Read reviews, and look for those that emphasize scenic views.
Right.
Some campgrounds even offer site-specific reservations,
Oh, wow.
which allows you to choose your spot based on photos and descriptions.
That's a game changer. I love the idea of being able to pick your exact campsite based on the view. It takes the guesswork out of the equation.
For sure.
And don't underestimate the power of asking for recommendations. Talk to park rangers, reach out to local tourism boards,
Yeah.
or connect with experienced campers who can share their insights on the best spots to pitch your tent.
Absolutely. Local knowledge is invaluable, especially when it comes to those hidden gems that might not be on the main tourist radar.
That's great advice. Okay, so we've talked about choosing a region, researching campsites, and seeking recommendations. What other practical advice can we glean from this mother-daughter duo's experience?
Their packing strategy is a masterclass in efficiency.
Yeah.
Remember those canvas carriers we talked about?
Yeah.
Those are a must-have for protecting your gear, especially if you're flying.
Yeah.
And their approach to food,
Right.
dehydrating most of their meals beforehand, is brilliant.
Right. It saves space, reduces weight, and it's surprisingly easy to prepare.
Yeah.
But beyond those practical tips, what about the mental approach to a trip like this?
Okay. What mindset would you recommend for someone embarking on their first Alaskan camping adventure?
Be prepared for the unexpected.
Okay.
Embrace the challenges as part of the adventure.
Right.
Don't be afraid to deviate from your itinerary if something sparks your interest.
It's almost like a balance between planning and spontaneity.
Right.
You need a solid foundation, but you also need to be open to improvisation.
Yeah,
And I imagine that flexibility extends to gear as well, right?
absolutely. While this mother-daughter duo brought everything they needed,
Right.
the first-time camper might feel overwhelmed by a long packing list. It's important to prioritize essential items,
Okay.
especially those related to safety and comfort,
Right.
and perhaps consider renting or borrowing gear that you might not use frequently.
That's a great point. You don't have to invest in everything right away.
Right.
Renting or borrowing gear is a fantastic way to test the waters and figure out what works best for you.
Definitely.
And speaking of testing the waters, this duo encountered some pretty varied weather conditions during their trip. Oh yeah, Alaska.
What advice would you give regarding packing for the Alaskan climate?
Layering is essential.
Yeah.
Pack clothing that can be easily layered to adapt to changing temperatures.
Okay.
Think moisture-wicking base layers,
Okay.
insulating mid-layers like fleece or wool,
Yeah.
and a waterproof and windproof outer shell.
That's the key to staying comfortable, right? Being able to adjust your clothing as needed,
Right.
especially when you're exposed to the elements.
Absolutely.
And what about footwear? What kind of shoes would you recommend for navigating Alaskan terrain?
Sturdy hiking boots are a must.
Mm-hmm.
Look for boots that provide ankle support,
Right.
waterproof protection, and good traction. You'll encounter a variety of terrain,
Yeah.
from rocky trails to muddy paths, so having reliable footwear is crucial.
Okay, we've got the clothing sorted, the footwear covered, and the mindset in check.
Yeah.
What other essential items would you recommend for a safe and enjoyable Alaskan camping trip?
A first aid kit is non-negotiable. Make sure it's well stocked with essentials like bandages, antiseptic wipes, pain relievers, and any personal medications you might need.
Right.
A headlamp or flashlight is crucial for navigating around the campsite at night.
Yeah,
And a good map and compass can be lifesavers if you venture off the beaten path.
those are all great points. And don't forget bug spray. Alaska is known for its mosquitoes, especially during certain times of the year.
Absolutely. Bug spray is a must. And if you're camping in bear country,
Right.
make sure you have bear spray readily accessible and know how to use it properly.
Right. Bear safety is paramount. We talked about the importance of storing food properly and following campground guidelines. Any other tips for minimizing bear encounters?
Make noise while you're hiking.
Okay.
Talk to your companions, sing a song, or clap your hands periodically. This helps alert bears to your presence
Okay.
and gives them time to move away.
Right.
And avoid hiking alone,
Yeah.
especially in areas known for bear activity.
That's great advice. It's all about being proactive and respectful of wildlife.
Oh.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here in terms of planning, packing, and safety tips. But I think what truly sets this mother-daughter duo's experience apart is their ability to find joy in the simplicity of being in nature.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't need fancy gadgets or luxurious amenities to have an incredible time.
You're so right. Their journey is a reminder that sometimes the most rewarding experiences come from disconnecting from the hustle and bustle of everyday life
Right.
and immersing yourself in the natural world.
It's about appreciating the little things like waking up to the sound of bird songs, sipping coffee as the sun rises over a mountain peak,
Nice.
or simply gazing at the stars in a vast open sky.
Exactly. And you don't have to travel to Alaska to experience that sense of wonder.
Right.
Nature's beauty is all around us waiting to be discovered.
So true. But Alaska certainly has a way of amplifying that sense of awe.
Absolutely.
It's a landscape that seems to ignite a sense of adventure and inspire a deep connection with the natural world.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a place where you can truly escape the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary.
And that's what makes this mother-daughter duo story so inspiring. They didn't just visit Alaska. They experienced it, fully embracing both its beauty and its challenges.
For sure. Their journey is a testament to the power of exploration, the resilience of the human spirit,
Right.
and the enduring beauty of the natural world.
It's a reminder that adventure is out there waiting for us. And sometimes all it takes is a little bit of planning, a whole lot of spirit, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. Their story is a powerful reminder that you don't need to conquer everything in one go.
Right.
Sometimes it's about starting small, maybe focusing on a specific region or national park that captures your imagination.
You can always build from there, gain experience and confidence with each trip.
Mm.
This mother-daughter duo didn't try to cram every single Alaskan highlight into their 2 weeks. They chose a few key destinations
Right.
and really immersed themselves in those experiences.
It's about quality over quantity, isn't it? It's not about ticking off every landmark on a map, but about truly connecting with the landscape and the experiences you choose.
Exactly. It's about savoring those moments of awe, embracing the unexpected challenges, and creating memories that will last a lifetime.
So as you plan your own Alaskan adventure, think about what truly speaks to you. What are you hoping to gain from this experience? Is it solitude in nature, breathtaking vistas, or a chance to challenge yourself in a new environment?
Once you have a sense of what you're seeking, You can start researching those specific areas, exploring different campgrounds, and crafting an itinerary that reflects your unique interests. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to experience Alaska.
That's such an important point. It's about creating a journey that resonates with you, not trying to replicate someone else's experience.
And don't forget the most important ingredient, enthusiasm. This mother-daughter duo's passion for their adventure shines through in every detail of their blog post. That excitement is contagious, and it's a reminder that adventure is a state of mind.
You're so right. It's that spark of curiosity, that eagerness to explore that truly makes a trip unforgettable.
So whether you're a seasoned camper or a first-time adventurer, take inspiration from this mother-daughter duo's journey. Be prepared, be flexible, and most importantly, be open to the awe-inspiring experiences that await you in the last frontier.
And who knows, maybe you'll even inspire others with your own tales of Alaskan adventure.
Because ultimately, the best adventures are the ones we share.
Until next time, happy